and I need to film this really quickly, but that's just run inside to go to the toilet. But I've been out driving. It's the night before my test. Kill me now. Dad's been out with me. We've been out for like an hour, and hopefully I'm going to drive for like another half an hour or a bit longer, like 45 minutes. Dad has no idea my test is tomorrow, so he's like, oh, go out practice then, like go and practice more during the week, blah blah blah. And I'm like, haha, funny, yeah. Anyway, I've got to be really quick, so he's going to come back and my phone's going to die. But I just wanted to say, I'm bricking it. I'm dreading this so much. I don't feel ready, but what can you do? I've just got to go do it, you know. I'm going to stay positive, because I feel like when you're positive you attract positive things. But I'm going to go before Dad sees me talking to myself, because I won't be able to explain why I'm filming this. But yeah, wish me luck. Oh god, pray for me that I sleep tonight. Good morning. It's it's not Tuesday, it's Monday morning, and today is my driving test. Whoop whoop. Very excited. I am not gonna lie, I'm kind of dreading it, but I don't really feel nervous. I feel alright. I probably should have gone to bed a bit earlier than what I did last night, but hey ho. This is either going to be a very memorable day, or one that I want to forget, and only time will tell at the end of this video if it's a good one or a bad. I've got my driving test today. It's my first one. I don't know how to feel about it, and I think if I fail this video, I'll probably never make it to YouTube. Bit awkward, but that's fine. I don't know what to think or how to feel. I don't feel very nervous though, so I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but I made a very last minute decision last week, at the end of last week, aka on Friday, that I wanted to actually change and do my test in my own car. So this is even going to be something I really regret, or I'm thankful that I've done. I don't know. When I say my own car, I mean my mum's car, but as in I meant not my instructor's car. I'm using mine. I've had to extend my insurance policy and everything. That's all done, and I don't know, I just felt like I drive that car a little bit better. It's not even that much different, just a tiny bit better. Like my clutch control's a bit better and I don't stall quite as much, and I also feel like when I change gears it's a lot smoother. I don't want to jinx myself though, but anyway, it's quite early. I got up really early. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't had like the most amount of sleep ever. I have slept, just not, you know, tons. You know, so I'm up a little earlier in that, and I'm ready earlier because I still have a bit of time before I need to leave, but I need to go empty mum's car, so that, because it's kind of messy, not gonna lie. It's only me and mum that drive it, so you'd expect it to be messy. But I just want to quickly point out, no one knows what my test is today. I've literally told no one. I feel so bad because I even had someone ask me on Instagram if I'd booked my driving test yet, and I lied and said no, but I obviously have. I feel so bad. God, I feel so bad, yeah. But literally no one knows. I can't even tell you how many times recently I've been asked, have I booked my driving test? And I'm just like, no, not yet. It's just that if I fail, it means I don't really have to awkwardly tell people, and I also don't want, even if I fail, I will tell people, but I don't know, I just don't want people to be like, you know, thinking, oh, her test is today. No one knows except me and my driving instructor, and there is one exception, is that mum now knows. She didn't even know before, but I had to tell her because I had to use her car today, and so I only told her on Saturday and it's Monday, so she has only known for that long. We're going to stay positive, but I really need to get a move on, so I'm going to stop talking because I do that way too much. But I'll chat to you when I'm home. I don't know how I feel. I love my instructor. She's like the nicest person ever, and we get on really well. And most of my driving lessons we spend laughing over something that's ridiculous, but we have so many like jokes about the car and like certain things I do, and so she has certain like jokes and stuff to remind me like how to do certain things. I don't know how to explain it, but she'll like, I don't know, she'll just have certain sayings that jog my memory on how to do certain things and stuff, but they're kind of funny sayings, and she always comes out with really funny stuff. And sometimes we'll be driving down the road and we'll both like notice something and both like say the same thing. So I feel like if she's in the back of the car when I'm doing my test, I'm gonna just laugh at stuff because I know she'll be thinking the same thing as me, and so I'll start laughing, and I don't really want to be laughing because I want to be focusing on the driving, because I laugh way too much when I'm in the car with her, which is a nice thing obviously. But yeah, and I did say to her, I was like, I really wanted you in the back, but I don't think it's a good idea because I think I'll just laugh too much. And she said, no, you're one of those people who don't need me in the back. Like she said, I'm confident enough, so I'm just gonna believe her. What can you do? Anyway, gotta go now. Okay, mum says she's like cleaned the car a bit. I'm gonna put you there. It's gonna be so funny when I can actually do drive with me. Oh my god, yeah, subscribe if you want to see driver bees jokes. I probably won't pass today. Sure, I dropped something on the floor last night and I can't remember what it was and I don't know where it is either. Mind me, just, you know, cleaning the car out. What's this? Oh, McDonald's. Oh my god. Didn't know that was in here, one of my concealers. That's good that I found that. Oh my god, I found what I dropped. I dropped the lid. Wait, it's stuck down the side of it. Bam. I don't even know. My test is at 12 something for anyone who cares. Having my first 2 lessons in school as normal, you know, dedication, A levels and all that. And then I'm coming straight back after them and driving test. Yay. There's a business card for the lady we get our waxing done from. Sure, the examiner don't want to see that. Normally, mum's taking them out, but normally mum has a pair of heels that are randomly in the back. You can tell, like, what me and my mum are like. She normally has a pair of, like, spare heels in the back of the car. I don't think they're there, to be fair, so... Why is she stood there looking at me? I literally can't believe this day has come round already. Like, anyway, I'm gonna leave. I don't want to leave, but I'm gonna leave for school. And help someone, please, like, pray for me, anything. I need all the luck in the world. Just got home. I had my 2 lessons, maths lessons in school. Mum made me drive home. She texted me like, do you want to drive home? I was like, no. And then I walk up to the car and she's like sat in the passenger seat just smiling at me. I'm like, okay, guess I'm driving home. But yeah, actually I felt all right when I was driving because it like got rid of some of the nerves. But now that I'm home again, I'm nervous again. So literally I have like 10 minutes. Mum's making me some toast. Then we'll have a little toilet to eat and then we can do this. We can do this. We actually can. We can do this. I don't care whether I pass or fail. We're going to do it. Guess who still can't drive? I'm fuming. I'm absolutely fuming. I think we need to have a little chat, not gonna lie. First thing that we need to address, I failed. I failed for a very good reason. Not even gonna sit here and be like, oh, I shouldn't have failed. Because trust, I even would have failed me. Like, I'm gonna talk about that actual test as a whole after I explain why I failed, because I feel like most people care about why I failed the most. That made no sense, but you get what I'm trying to say. And I was actually quite chuffed with myself on the fact that I weren't really that nervous and I was just kind of driving. I was a little bit nervous, but the nerves went quite quickly and I kind of relaxed. However, he was writing like a hell of a lot of stuff down. So I was a bit confused, which made me think I had a lot of minors, when in actual fact I didn't. But it was actually when I asked my instructor afterwards that apparently they've got to mark down what they're making you do. I didn't know that. So every time I'd done something, I was like, why am I getting a minor for everything? Right, there's got to be a major in there at some point. So I must have failed already. I can happily say I was wrong, but didn't really matter because I was honestly like 60 seconds away from the test centre, right? As in on my way back, I'd done the whole test thinking, I think I might have failed here, but you know, we're gonna keep going. Literally, I'm like 60 seconds away from the test centre and I'm gonna explain the situation which then occurred. I'm coming up to this roundabout and it's a really weird roundabout that I'm coming up to. I've done it quite a few times before and I don't like it anyway, but today I really didn't like it. It's like a really long roundabout, like it goes on for ages. So I'm coming up and he asked me to take the next left or go left at the roundabout. So there's 3 lanes and obviously I get in the left hand lane. We're all good, all fine. But basically there's like 3 lanes. So you have like these 2 lanes, like right hand, middle, and then the left lane. And these 2 lanes are separate from the left hand lane because the left hand is like left turn only. And there's like a concrete kind of like a little bit of like pavement on the floor that kind of separates them. And when you get there, it's obviously like at an angle. I stopped, obviously because I couldn't really see. It's a really weird roundabout. So if you're coming from like the direction I was coming from, you can either go left like I was going to or straight ahead. If you want to go right, you've got to go all the way down the really long roundabout and then go right at the bottom of it. But then obviously you have cars coming from the other direction, which again is a really long roundabout, so they'd be like coming this way towards me, and then they can go either straight on as in that way, or like come round and either go straight across or left, which is like where I was going. I hope that makes sense. But anyway, the fact is I was sat like waiting to pull out, and it's not really like a big like going round the roundabout. You literally just like go to the left. It's like, it's almost like a filter lane. It just kind of gradually goes round. It's not a filter lane. Anyway, I obviously stopped and I'm looking and looking, and there's this like Range Rover or something come in, and I was looking at him because I was like, he was coming from this other direction, right? So he's like coming round and I'm like, is he going
right or like straight across in front of me, and I'm looking and he's not indicating, and I'm literally just waiting. I'm like, where the hell is he going? So I'm just like, right, no, like I'm not gonna risk it, I'm just gonna wait for him. And then really annoyingly, he went straight like up, so I essentially could have gone, but obviously I did the right thing and waited because I didn't know where he was gonna go. But I think what happened was my mind was so preoccupied on the fact that this guy wasn't indicating, and I'm literally sat there like, turn the tree lights off. I feel like this is like now a very dramatically different colour, but I'm gonna continue with my story. And he goes straight up, so I was like, right, I can go to the left. And honestly, it happened very, very quickly, and I realised the second I started pulling away, like the second the car was moving, I realised, oh crap, there's a lorry. And by that point I was already going. So basically this lorry was doing the exact same thing as the Range Rover, not indicating. Clearly no one wanted to use their indicators today, but I saw it and I was like, I think he wants to go where I'm going. And it was basically too late. So what happened was, I was like, I think like looking back, I was so focused on the Range Rover, I didn't notice the lorry. And he basically, you know, shot out of nowhere, and I was like, whoa. But because I'd already started going, I was like, I've committed to this, so I was like, I need to go. So I like put my foot on it, I'm not even joking you, shooting around this corner. And that wasn't even the thing I'd done wrong. The fact was that I pulled out in the first place. That was what I got the foul on. So I tried to like get away from him as quick as I could, and then he very kindly beeped and got very annoyed. He just like beeped very angrily. The second it all happened, I was like, oh my god, I've just fouled. Don't blame him for beeping at me. I probably would have beeped if someone done that to me. So frustrated because I was so near the end. Maybe I got a bit too relaxed, I don't know, but I just didn't see him in time for me to stop. Like I'd already started going, so I went with it, you know. As a little roundup, I got 5 minors, and then obviously that was my 1 major. So I'm annoyed for like a multitude of reasons. I showed, obviously my examiner was there when I got back to the test centre, and she looked at the sheet after he'd like given it to me, because my minors were really scattered about. They weren't like a repeated like, you're doing this wrong constantly. They were really like scattered about, and she was like, see, like your minors aren't even for things that are like a big thing. Like I'm just frustrated that I'm gonna have to do it again, because this test, I'm telling you, normally I have bad luck, and I mean I think today was bad luck because I wouldn't normally do something like that, you know. It's not really a tendency of mine to pull out when there's a lorry there at a roundabout, funnily enough. But I'm so frustrated because this test, we'll start from the beginning. So he's walking out, he asked me to lift the bonnet up, and I was like, hello, I know how to answer all these questions. I was like, we're good to go. Asked me a question, knew the answer, put the bonnet down, all good. And then got in the car, and it hit me when I was in the car, like he was like doing something, so I was just sat there waiting, and it hit me when I got in the car. I was like, where's his sat nav? Where is his sat nav? Looking at him, I ain't got a sat nav. I was like, oh my god. All I've been saying all along, I was like, I do not want to do the sat nav drive. I do not want to do the sat nav drive. I just don't like sat navs. I prefer to be told where I'm going. I don't like looking at sat navs. And I literally clocked, I was like, he ain't got his sat nav. I was like, yes. What were the chances? Then we started, and I knew where we was going, and then literally I was having a whale of a time. It weren't raining either, because I hate it when it's raining and you're driving. We like going where I live. I was loving life. I was like, I know exactly where I am, I know what's happening. And then I did kind of hate this in the moment, but now I look back, I actually think this was a good thing. There's kind of a road near where I live, which is that there's always parked cars going up either side of it, and it's a little bit of a hill, but it's always like chock-a-block, like very busy for the whole way up the road. It's like quite a long road. And I had to wait there because so many cars were coming the other way, so I was having to give way to so many of them. But I was literally sat there for a good 3 minutes. I was like, yes, wasting time on my test, I love it. Then yeah, we're driving like all around where I live, and then we started driving around where I work. I was like, I know all these roads so well. There was a little situ, right? So for any of you who don't know, I used to have another instructor before my current one. Love my current one. Didn't really like my old one so much. And then I look in front of me, I'm like, oh look, grey Audi A1, how nice, love an Audi A1. Oh look at the number plate. It was my old instructor, and I was sat behind him. He was the one driving, no one else in the car. And I guarantee you there is no way on earth he did not see me. He 100% would have seen me. I was behind him for what felt like a lifetime. Literally, so many traffic lights, so many roundabouts, and I was like, how have I gone past this many big roundabouts and still someone isn't like in front of me? How has someone else not pulled out in front of me? Like, I literally don't understand. We ended up in the same lanes, going in the same direction for so long, and I was literally like, he knows I'm on test, and I literally was just like looking at him for ages, like, please just get out of my way already. He asked me another question. He was like, how do you demist the front windscreen? And I'd already had it on the setting to demist it, so I was like, you just turn the little thing up and I did it, and I was like, yes, got that one right. By this point, we'd been driving for quite a while, and he took me, I'm not gonna say where it is because, yeah, kind of near where I live, but followed the signs for and then said the place. And it's like fairly close to where I live, and I knew the second that he said that, I knew we weren't going to be going into like the centre of that town because we wouldn't have time. Like, I knew we'd been driving for long enough, so I was like, I'm literally just following those directions and then going around. So the test route I got was so good because all the roads were near where I live. Like, I knew the roads really well, and I was just like, I was loving life. I was loving life. I regret getting nervous. I'll probably be nervous for the next one, but you don't need to be. Like, literally, you're just driving with someone else in the car, like someone different. Yeah, and then we got back, and I'm just very frustrated that, you know, I managed to get a test route that I like. I got an examiner which my instructor said was a really good one to have. Nothing like drastically bad happened. I didn't get a hill start, I didn't get a parallel park. He only made me pull up on the left, I think it was like 2 or 3 times, because I was like, I hate pulling up on the left. It's just like everything that I could have got that I wanted to get, I got. I didn't want the sat nav drive, I wanted a good test route. Like, everything that I wanted, I had, and I managed to fail for pulling out on a lorry. What is wrong with me? And I'm also proud because if it weren't for me doing that, obviously it's a given, I would have passed. Just to think that my old instructor was like, you're going to need at least 20 more lessons, then you're going to need more lessons on top of that to learn the test routes. And then he said that I wouldn't be booking my test for quite a few months. He actually said to me I wouldn't consider booking my test till January. Well, 10 lessons later with a good instructor, like a really good instructor, I know I didn't pass, but I feel like I've made a lot of improvement because I never would have done that if I was still with him. I'm still proud, you know. If you're watching this and you've failed your test, there is still hope. I'm not going to upload this for a very long time, this video, because no one knows I've taken this test, therefore no one knows I've failed. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions or anything like that, but we can't all pass first time now, can we? Not many people do pass first time, so like, don't worry if you won't pass first time, but if you have passed first time, well done. See you again in my next video when hopefully I would have passed my test. Wish me luck. Bye.